Britain will continue to lead the charge as we shift gears towards a more secure and peaceful future. We're exploring every lever to turn up the pressure against Putin. Follow this channel, EKO Channel TV, for more updates on international news. Britain will continue to lead the charge as we shift gears towards a more secure and peaceful future. Putin refuses peace. He ignored President Zelensky's offers to meet. He rejected the ceasefire offered by the US and Ukraine. His war targets ordinary Ukrainians going about their lives. This week, his forces attacked a Ukrainian nursery school in Kharkiv, putting a 6-month-old baby in hospital. We can all see that Putin continues to choose violence, brutality, and destruction. We will not stand for this. Which is why yesterday we continued our efforts to lead the charge in further piling pressure on Putin by hosting a coalition of the willing meeting in London. But how do we get Putin to the table when he clearly doesn't want to be there? 2 weeks ago, alongside the Foreign Secretary, I announced strong new sanctions on Russia's 2 biggest oil companies, Rosneft and Lukoil. This is the most impactful UK sanctions package on Russian energy revenues since the war began. That means that no UK citizen or company can buy their oil and put money in Russia's coffers or help others to do so. This coincided with Putin kicking off his Russian Energy Week in Moscow, undermining his efforts to pitch his most valuable funding stream to those across the globe. With these new measures, we are moving away from the incrementalism of past sanctions and taking decisive action. And on Friday, the UK government hosted a coalition of the willing meeting to further pile pressure on Putin. Last week, I flew to the US to meet with global partners and rally them to the cause of cutting Russia off from its oil and gas revenues. There, I met my US counterpart, Scott Bessent, to discuss how our new sanctions needed a united front. And this week, they have joined our move to strip the funding from Putin's war machine. President Trump's sanctions on Rosneft and Lukoil on Thursday, alongside UK action, will make it significantly harder for Russia to find buyers for this oil and will substantially undermine their ability to finance their illegal war. Together, these oil companies export 3.1 million barrels a day of Russian oil. Russia is clearly hurting. Putin does not have the finances to keep this war going. The EU this week also passed their 19th package of sanctions, taking important action to hit Russia's gas sector for the first time. But we will not stop there. We must show Putin how determined we are and that we will not stand by while he refuses to engage with negotiations. Britain's national security, the foundation of our plan for change, depends on Ukraine's security. That's why we're exploring every lever we can pull to turn up the pressure. That means depriving Putin of money to fund his war, while also providing Ukraine with the funding it so desperately needs to defend itself. That is why we are working with our European allies to explore how we can make progress on utilizing the value of immobilized Russian sovereign assets. Alongside the Foreign Office, my team is working tirelessly to mount even more pressure on Putin, but we cannot do this alone. We need a united front from our global partners to continue to tighten the screws on Putin. Over the coming weeks, we will continue to lead the charge as we shift gears towards a more secure, more peaceful future. Join the conversation.